Well, good evening, and thank you for joining us for another episode of What's Going On, where we check in and find out what's going on here at SwagHer Magazine. I am your host tonight, Jennifer Harris, and I am so excited for us to get into it. Tonight, we welcome Dr. Michelle Holder, a mindful eating educator. I can't wait to ask her a couple of questions because to be mindful about what I'm eating, I'm mindful, okay, but what she's talking about might be a little different. And this is perfect time at the beginning of the year for us all to be mindful and eating together. Why? Because we do this together, friends. Okay, she's also a wellness consultant and the founder of Food at the Center, where she helps individuals and families build nourishing, flavorful meals. I got questions about that too, and support emotional well-being. We also have the amazing Sadija Smiley. She is the nonprofit executive for grief recovery. She's a grief recovery specialist, excuse me, and a three-time published author. Oh my goodness, we're in for a treat tonight. So help me welcome Dr. Holder and Sadija. Hey, ladies.
Hi.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Good to hear. Good to hear. As you can see, I'm ready and got a lot of questions for y'all. Y'all ready?
Ready.
Cool. Because that mindful Dr. Holder is getting me because my mind, your mind, Okay. So all in all, this is what's going on here at SwagHer. So first, who is Dr. Holder? Who is Sadija? Tell me a little bit about yourselves before I get into your business and what you do.
Dr. Holder.
Okay. I'm like you said, the founder of Food at the Center. I believe everything important in life has food at the center of it all. It's my favorite place to be. and I started an organization after I left academia as a health science professor, and I wanted to do more like community-based work or just practical things that people can apply to their daily lives. And I was very much influenced by my mom, who I would say taught me what mindful eating was before I knew the term. And so that's a little bit overall about me. And we can go into more detail if you want.
I sure will, because I need to find out about that mindful. But Sadija, tell me a little bit about who you are.
So I'm Sadija. I am a mother of 3 beautiful girls, one who watches over us from heaven and 2 that live here with me on earth. I am a daughter, a friend, a sister. I'm an author, and I really just enjoy bringing community together around mental health, around wellness, around topics that we really don't talk about. And I truly believe that healing happens in community. So I just love to have the community gatherings and bring up these topics and share tips and techniques. And I'm originally from Philly. So yes, I have to put that out there.
I'm a Philly girl too.
I lived in Philly.
It sounds like we in alignment, speaking my language of the mental health things. And then Dr. Holder's going to get us together when it comes to our eating habits. That's how it's gonna work. Okay, the mental health and eating. I got it. You're gonna help us all be well-rounded. Cool. So, Dr. Holder, first question for you. How did you become this mindful eating educator? I never heard of one before, right? So how was that coined, and how did you say, yes, that's what I want to do?
Like I said, it all began with my mom.
Yeah.
Actually, both my parents. They taught me a lot about what it means to care for myself. Well, my dad taught me to care for others. My mom taught me how to care for myself, but all started in the kitchen. And I just was really fascinated with how food worked. When you talk about mental health, I experienced that myself and found that one of the outlets for me was gardening. So that was my first love, being in the garden, growing plants, planting flowers, eating what I planted. I remember my first thing that I planted, I was going through a divorce at the time. And I found this apartment that I needed to move into. And it had like a community garden, a little spot, like a 3x2. I mean, it was so small. Like you could barely fit two plants in it, but it was, I was like, this is the place that I want to be in. And so as I was getting that garden together, I started to grow herbs in my windowsill. And what happened?
You good.
Okay.
You good.
Okay. I went to the windowsill and the windowsill garden, and I would just start to like plant thyme and mint and all these herbs, and just the aroma from planting them, like I would pick them and put them in my food, and it was just a restorative experience for me.
Yeah.
And it connected me back to some of the lessons that I was learning from my mom, and then sharing that lesson with her. So nature has been a really important part for me in terms of how I became introduced to gardening, but also the process of recovering who I am after divorce and finding what my new path was. Uh, Someone gave me a book and I started reading it. I started teaching sociological mindfulness because I'm a sociologist by training. And I found that my students really engaged when when we talked about food. So they would sit in class and not say anything to me, but the minute I like would give a food example, it would resonate with them. And it was a great way to talk about like social patterns, things that we take for granted in our society, in our lives. And so it was just bringing awareness to people. So that's kind of how I started. And then I just dove a little bit deeper into food in a day-to-day life.
Gotcha. I like it. Yeah, you talk about food, I'm probably gonna pay attention too, especially some good. I like it. I also enjoy how you found something to lift your spirits up going through challenging times of life and gardening. Now, again, I'm not a gardener, the little worms and stuff, but I appreciate that you found joy in it. And I enjoyed the reaping the harvest of gardeners. So I'm appreciative of all gardeners because that's how we get our vegetables and things right. So pretty cool. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so Deidre, let's talk a little bit about the mental health piece. We're keeping it all in together. Because you're a grief recovery counselor. How did that come about?
Yeah, so I actually, when I heard of the grief recovery method, I wanted to, I also was dealing with the aftermath of my divorce. That's how I was initially introduced to it. I wasn't even going to process the grief from the loss of my daughter just yet. It was the grief from the divorce. And so when I heard about the method, I researched it, and in order to teach it, at first I just wanted to teach. I was like, I want to help other people kind of focus on how to process this grief, look at their grief messages and all of these things. But in order to be a facilitator, you have to go through the program, which was actually good because I got to go through it. And it just brought up so many different experiences that I had. Like I went for one reason. And then as we started to peel back the layers and work through the grief recovery method, I addressed things. Thinking. And so after going through that and having that experience of being able to put words to what I was feeling, as well as close a lot of those chapters without being angry, I was like, this is good. I need to share this with, other people. And then with the method, you process through each loss. So it's not, you take the method and you go through each loss. You do this graph from the dawn of consciousness, from way back to where you can remember up to where you are now. And you chart the losses that you've experienced. And you take that method and work through each one. And it really helps you. I liken it to, in life, we have this backpack, right? And every loss or grief that you experience, you're putting pebbles into this backpack. And so this method allowed me to start to take some of the pebbles out of that backpack to lighten my load. And so it was really amazing. I was like, oh, other people definitely need to go through this because I healed a lot using that method.
I like it. I like that you put the part of grief, right? It's not necessarily the loss of somebody dying, but the loss of a relationship, person, place, or thing, loss of a home, a job, a school, friend, and things of that sort. And we definitely want to process that because if we don't, we'll meet somebody else and not know that we still got some unresolved, related to whoever that was, or they remind us of them. It's like, so pretty cool. I like that. Thank you, ladies, for both sharing that. Okay. So I'm going to talk about food and mental health. I'm in heaven. I love both. So with food at the center, what is your mission of that, and how do people connect with food at the center? Because food is very important for all of us. We need it to survive, different forms, however you get it. But yes, food at the center. How did that come about?
So I talked a bit about this the herbs and spices the herbs that I was growing in my kitchen garden.
Mhm.
It so happened that, my introduction before I even had the term
Mhm.
was through my mom's stressors of life, right? She was placed on medication for high blood pressure. So one of the ways that stress or grief or whatever is going on happens is it manifests in the body oftentimes, right? And so one way is through high blood pressure, the silent killer. So they diagnosed her with it. And my mom is quite, she's an action-based person. She's not about the talking and the thinking and like I like to do. They told her, reduce your sodium intake. And she was like, okay, we're going to remove all this salt. And I'm from Jamaica. Our national dish is ackee and sawfish. It's not jerk chicken, it's ackee and sawfish. It's a breakfast dish. And at that point in time, I was having actually a very hard time going through school. And one of the ways that I was able to cope or connect back to my culture is through food. And we deal with stress, grief, a lot of heavy emotional weight of life through that we naturally seek comfort. And food is one of the ways that is very immediate. We do it every day. And for some people, when they're in stress or grief, they have no appetite. But for others, it's, or you could have appetite, no appetite. You might experience all of these things related to food. But it is kind of a signal for you to think about what's going on with you internally and what's going on with you externally. So when I teach mindful eating, I say it is really a practice of noticing your relationship with food moment by moment with gentle level of curiosity. And it's like what's going on in your internal world and what's going on around you. And that's how I kind of discovered to pay attention. My mom removed the salt, right? And it was where I discovered the importance of flavor, like intuitively. Like, oh, I'm eating this, and what are you doing? Why are you taking away my joy? you know? And so I realized like, oh, how we experience life is often through our taste buds. And it builds memory, it's layered, it's very layered. So that was what the initial, like, I want to be able to tell people about this. I want people to have a space where they can unpack it, because one of the things with stress or heavy emotion is that you get into survival mode. And when you're in survival mode, you don't have the capacity to think about a lot of things about your life. You're just trying to make it day to day. And for me, it's almost unethical in a way to take away the thing that is is helping you to cope. So, okay, my mom removed the salt, and it was through my own divorce that I was learning how to add something instead of taking away. I was giving myself something. So the plants were giving me joy in so many different ways. And it was immediate. It was not something that, I had to think about. And so I started to tell the story. And someone said, do you sell spices? And I said, I do now. And I started making spices, like salt-free spices, to give people an immediate system that they can incorporate into their daily life. That is like a tiny source of joy. It's sprinkle this on like a piece of fish or a piece of chicken, or even over an avocado for an avocado toast. Very simple, immediate relief, and it makes you want to continue to do mindful eating in a very practical way. It's not just you sitting, meditating somewhere like in a monastery or like in a yoga studio or something like that. It is for day-to-day life. And we can use those like tiny moments to notice what's going on with us, physically, emotionally, and otherwise. I was stuck. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
This weather, mine was freezing too.
Yeah. Jennifer?
One moment. Let's see.
Okay.
Can you see me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. It's not being nice over here. I like this though. I like that, though something was taken, you replaced it with something healthy that was beneficial for you to do that helped you to continue to thrive in this thing called life. Because life be life sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Sadija, Smiley, all in that, you have sales. What is sales?
Yes. So SAILS we're a nonprofit organization. It's an acronym for Stillborn and Infant Loss Support. We're based here in Maryland, in Laurel, but we serve the entire state. And it's really to support families that have experienced the death of their baby, either during pregnancy or within that first year of life, because the support doesn't need to stop at the hospital. When these families go home, oftentimes this may be their first loss, and it could be the first loss of this kind for the family. So their neighbors and family members and church members don't always know how to receive them and support them. And so SAILS is that anchor and that support to be there for the families as they process through what happened, as they also want to honor and celebrate their baby. And letting them know that they're not alone, that their baby's not forgotten. And it's also a way for me to honor my daughter, Aviana, who transitioned in 2003, November 13, 2003. And so being able to carry her light and her name and help other families honor their babies. And that's what we do. And part of that, our mission is the community healing, the community gatherings, the events, grief support groups, education. As families process and continue to move forward.
Very nice, very nice. I like this. I like the balance of, the food part of being mindful of what it is that we're eating and taking in, and that part of the mental part, making sure that we're okay. Because like you said, depending on what happened, losing a baby, you might not want to eat. You're not, you don't want to do those things. And mindful, you're lucky I ate that sandwich or that granola bar, because I don't know when the next meal is coming, right? So it definitely goes hand in hand with the services and supports that we need on all spectrums of life. If it's not grief, whatever it is that's going on, the day could go by, you not realize that you didn't even eat in the day. We have to also be mindful and intentional for that. And I was sharing, that's how, I had a day. I was like, I didn't eat today. And I have to be more mindful. I'm listening to you, Dr. Holder. You're helping get me together in the second month of the year. But also that part too of being able to support somebody else that's been through similar situations, and let them know that the light can still shine, even though it does seem dark in those moments. I like this. Okay. Another question for you, Dr. Holder. Could you say it flavorful, right? And you share how your mom took away the salt. And, in some communities, I'm not going to say which one, our flavorful is a little extra salt, a little extra sugar. And in being mindful, how can one find that happy medium of doing a healthier version of things instead of, well, my mama did it that way or my grandma did it that way, but they also got some ailments and we don't want those. So how do we find that happy medium?
I say take incremental steps. So I'll go back to my mom. I'm really lucky because I got, even though it felt extreme when she removed the salt, she served as a really good model for me on how to do wellness, right, at the table, in the kitchen, in life. So I go back to her a lot, starting with one thing. So she removed the salt, but she did like, so we use like salted cod in a lot of our foods in the Caribbean. And instead of the salted cod, which is more process based because they use the salt to preserve it. And when you look at a lot of meals now that are very convenient based, it has a lot of salt, it has a lot of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So sodium and sugar, we got a lot of diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke, all these different things.
Yeah.
And the research is also showing that these foods not only affect us in terms of physical health, it also affects us emotionally as well. So a lot of our serotonin is produced in our stomach, like over 90% in our gut. And so dopamine is produced there as well. So naturally we are made up to get good feeling from food. So I would say take things, know that that's just how we are built to survive, and don't blame yourself. You know, if you can't eat, the structures of society is also not built in a way to support you in many ways. Because if you're tired, you're taking the thing that's the easiest and the quickest to go. So I'll say start small, very, very small, and not do like the challenge 30-day challenge. If that's your thing, then okay, but that's not necessarily sustainable. So what I saw my mom do was she took one step, removed the salt. She started also with, and I put in the herbs and spices. The other was she started with one thing. She started to do fresh cod instead of preserve. And we don't really eat that much of that right now, but she was trying slowly to take those comfort foods that we enjoy, that we have a lot of emotional attachment to and memories and all of that, and scale it back a little bit. It wasn't easy. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was not easy. That's just part of the course, knowing, like, anticipate that this might not be easy at first, but it gets better. Your taste buds starts to change and alter when you start to notice that, oh, that's way saltier than like I can do, right? And so your body is adjusting to help you tune into that. So one step at a time. So she did the salt. So whatever it is, maybe it's like selecting the low sodium version of that. We have a lot of choices right now in our culture. So compare the label and select the one with less sugar in it. Just start there, and then small and incrementally build your behavior. But think of one of the things that I found really useful is to look at food as a system of support. So when I looked at my spices and I started to create them, there are multiple steps, right? If you wanted to cook like a Jamaican dish or a Southern dish, we use a lot of spices, right? Midwestern, wherever we are, and to measure out and do all of this stuff, that's time. When you're stressed, who wants to do all that? So try to, our code. People have always, women in particular, created systems within the kitchen to help them reduce the decision load, right? All the decisions that you have to make throughout the day. So my thing is created the spice blends. You won't have to measure out every section. I created a soup mix, like a lentil soup mix. It does some of the measuring or the thought, the thinking that goes behind cooking. So just look in your kitchen and see like what support systems are here for me that's holding me, on those days that are busy. And you'll be surprised that you create systems that support you, you're more likely to follow them rather than like those, one-off things to do. And a system could be your schedule. A system could be, I cook on Sundays. That's sacred. 2 p.m. I cook on Sundays. And I always leave a little left over. Like I have batch cooking. But just thinking about the everyday items and the everyday ways in which food holds you. Not just as like nutrition, right? Like for fuel or for nutrients, but for support.
Gotcha. And Sophia said of, giving grace because, to do this, It's not easy. If you've been doing it for years, it's kind of hard to try a new leaf. I normally realize when I don't have mayonnaise in a while, when I go to the grocery store, I get like the light because I can't tell the difference. I haven't had it in a while. So those are the small changes you can do. Even peanut butter. Sometimes you get like the lower one. It has less sugar. We don't need all that sugar in the peanut butter, especially when you're adding jelly. That has sugar. But it was funny because you said look at labels. And my first thought was like, look at the label. I'm trying to look at the price. Is this the cheapest? Can I get it cheaper? Is this the deal? But it is important to look at those labels to find out what it is that we are eating, what we are ingesting. I'm always looking at the label for sure to find out when it expires because I don't want nothing that expires. That's me, you know. But now I have to be a little bit more intentional, as you're telling me, being mindful to look at the labels and to see the different ways that you can pull back. That lower sodium won't kill you. You know, less salt won't kill you. We just don't like it all the time because we want the salt. But if it's for our bodies to get better, it's a sacrifice that we gotta make. Okay. All right.
And you gotta think about like the cost. Like so when you're stressed, you're always thinking about the immediate cost. Right? But there are long-term costs that because you're stressed, you're not even in a mindset to think about what it is. You know. What's this going to look like for me 10 years from now? Man, I'm just trying to live today.
Right.
Yeah.
Because ice cream won't sell today. You telling me to be mindful. It might not be on sale tomorrow, Dr. Holder. But I get it. I appreciate this. I hope you listening, friends. You know, we make laughing of it, but the seriousness of it is really us being intentional. We go to the doctor and the doctor said, well, you need to lose a couple of pounds. We're like, but is everything else okay? No, let's also take into consideration what they are saying because they can see something that we don't see. So, yeah. All right. I hear you, Dr. Holder. we hear, right, Sadija? We hear. So, Sadija, another question for you. So with sales, and sorry, friends, we are doing like a little tag team, but it all goes in all of how we're supporting others and learning about their mission because they got something coming up we're going to talk about in a second. So with your sales, why was it important for you to create events that nurtured the whole you, right? Because like we're talking about the food part, but we also, not just the food we need to worry about and get together, but there's some other parts of ourselves that we got to get together. See what we're doing here, friends? We're talking about you eating better, but we also talking about the whole you, well-rounded over here. So just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so when I
don't know why it's treating me bad today. Can you hear it, Dr. Holder? Okay, so it froze for a second.
Sorry, there we go. I'm back.
Okay, there we go.
I'm back. When I reached out to Dr. Holder on LinkedIn, I had saw a video that she'd done, and she was talking about how food is literally at the center and the wellness. And so we were looking for an event, putting on an event that, again, nurtures the entire person. Because we talk a lot about mental health, which is extremely important. But as you heard Dr. Holder share, it also shows up physically in your body. So the physical health, the mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health. Like we wanted to make sure that we address the whole you, because when you're going through a lost experience, it impacts literally the whole you. Most experiences impact the whole you. And so we want to make sure that we're not only caring for this part of the journey or this part of the journey, but that it's a holistic approach and we're caring for the entire person, the whole of them, and looking at their mental, their physical, their emotional, their spiritual. And eventually we got some things coming for financial health. So we really want to look at the whole person. And this event, Nurture the Whole You, is just, we're super excited about it because this is our first time bringing all of that together. And we also are able to partner or pair it rather with our clinical partners who do therapy for the families. And so we officially launched our partnership in January. And so this is a culmination of our clinical partners, our therapists who will be there to answer questions and kind of talk through what to expect in therapy and answer questions, as well as the food and how your physical health, your mental health, and all of that go together. So we're super excited to have this event. It's sponsored by Black Physicians and Healthcare Network right here in Montgomery County. So shout out to BPHN. So we're super excited about that.
So you met Dr. Holder on LinkedIn?
Yes.
So friends, LinkedIn is the professional Facebook. Yeah, I can say it's a professional Facebook, but you see a lot of other professionals. But how dope is that to see somebody you just doing your thing, Dr. Holder, then connect with Sadija, and now you giving smiles for everybody. I like this. So you said it's to nurture the whole you, food healing and mental wellness. This free event that's coming up, this what y'all doing?
Yes. Yeah, and we only have a couple of seats left because we almost at capacity, friends.
When I looked up Eventbrite, I said they ain't got too many more seats, and it's free. So this event is on February 7, 2026, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Mount Calvary Baptist Church in Rockville, Maryland. So, friends, if y'all in Maryland, know somebody in Maryland, I know the snow is still out there, but it ain't in your way to get to what you want to get to. You know, and it's free. So let's talk about these events more. So, okay, so if I come to the event, what am I getting?
Ooh. So go ahead, Dr. Holder's our keynote. I'm gonna let her kick us off and talk about. She touched on the lentils, so let's go ahead and talk about what they're gonna get, Dr. Holder.
Wait, not too much because it is free and today is free, but we want them just enough. They say I gotta come to get some more, or I need y'all to sell out so that I'll be like, wait, I couldn't get in. I need you to do it again. So just a little bit, not too much.
Well, part of the highlight will be the lentil soup, because I told you that I created something that was easy to help those busy cooks and support not only your physical health, but your emotional well-being, because lentils, like soup, when you think about it, soup is one of those, even if, it depends on the type of soup, right? So like chicken noodle soup is people give that to you when you're sick. And if your stomach is not doing so well, doesn't feel so settled when you're going through those grief moments, you can take some soup, right? It's easier on the stomach. But there are different kinds of soup. We're just going to be doing lentil soup and talk about like how you can mindfully savor that soup. Because I know that when you're busy or in a rut, like how do you create recovery moments or pauses in your day that can support you, that helps you regulate your nervous system, that helps to bring like tiny moments of joy. And soup is like just I would say, the natural partner to do that, because you can't rush eating soup. You gotta slow down. And doing it in community. So doing a shared meal. I did an article for Greater Good magazine last year, and it was based off of a study from the Happiness Report or Happiness World Report, and they found that one of the primary markers or consistent markers of happiness is, or predictors of happiness is having shared meals. And you may watch on Instagram someone preparing a meal and you still can't take it. You can't, really enjoy it. It feels enjoyable, right? Like you're there with that person, but you're not really having that experience. So it's not so connective, right? And having a meal together just is one of the lost arts of well-being. Because you're in front of your screen all the time, or you're rushing from one activity, appointment, or the other. And so part of what we're gonna do is just share the meal together and connect and savor.
I like this. It's so ironic to have this conversation. I used to have events where it was the back to school family night. The families would come out. All the children would leave with a game, but they will all eat together. Because growing up, I really cherished those moments of sitting at the table, eating together, talking about your day, no TV, no games. You just really focus on that moment. And it was important for my mom to like check in with me to see how things were going. So to have this shared lunch experience causes us to kind of check in, hope is that we put those cell phones down and we really enjoy that moment, because moments don't last. Life is short, So I love that of the shared meals. I also like that you're not just doing adults, it's 13 and up that can come to this event for this shared experience, correct?
Exactly. Yes. 13 and up is open too.
Yes. Oh, goodness. Come on, tell me about the panel. I'm excited. I'm sad that I got an event and I can't come, but I'm going to figure out how to check in on how it did go once it's over. I'm going to come back with you.
Yes, we have to keep you posted. It's amazing. So we have 5 in different areas. Oh, there we go. That specialize in different areas. And so our director of clinical partnerships will be moderating the panel, who's also a therapist. She's a perinatal mental health clinician. We have Dr. Sutton, who specializes in grief and loss and trauma-informed care. Dr. Jordan, who is also a lost mom that specializes in trauma-informed care, EMDR. And we just want to bring a therapist there to have a conversation and break down some of the barriers to therapy and what people think it is, laying on the couch and doing, so really be able to normalize therapy and then talk about the different modalities and ways to access it. You don't have to go and sit on somebody's couch. It could be virtual. There's different ways that you can tap into it when you need it. So we're excited to have that conversation, the non-threatening, safe space so people can ask their questions and hopefully get more insight if they're interested in seeking therapy.
I love this. I'm all about normalizing the importance of addressing mental health. And like you said, it's different ways. You could do art therapy, you could do music therapy. And your insurance that y'all paying for can cover said therapy, so you don't have to come out of pocket for it, right? But it's these kind of activities and events that helps you to even say, oh, maybe I should look into it, And if I don't want to do that right now, I can do some gardening and find out about some herbs to make my food flavorful because I got to cut back on the salt and the sugar intake, I like it. And I like the part of grief and loss and the trauma-informed because a lot of times things happen and we don't see it as being traumatic anymore. We don't see it as being, a loss anymore. We don't see it as those things. And it is. It's not necessarily the norm, but it's a new norm that you learn. But you need some support to be able to go through that, to manage your feelings, identify your feelings, to get through those things, because it can be overwhelming. You might not eat, or you might be eating the wrong things. You said take back, and then you add in something else that we don't need to be having, So I love this. I love this. Oh my goodness. So you only having this one though? I mean, when's the next one?
Well, the next one is going to be.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's because we're too excited. I'm too excited. That's what it is. All right, let me calm down. Because she telling us when the next one gonna be when she come back.
Yeah.
And if you can't come on,
double dutching out here with my internet, y'all.
No worries. When the next one gonna be? Get it in.
May.
I like it. That's a good month.
Yes, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're definitely going to do something in May as well.
It is. Oh my gosh. Yes, I got to connect so I can try to help, share awareness about these events that's going on because, again, it's so really important for us to have these conversations. A lot of times growing up is what happens in my house stays in my house, but we're dying in the house, right? But when we come out to events like this, talking about the whole me, where you causing me to eat some soup that I can't just eat and get up, I got to take my time to eat it. Which means you got my attention for a little bit until I'm at the bottom of the bowl, And it's funny because I'm not really a soup girl. I do cheddar broccoli because in my head, that's just cheese and broccoli. It's not soup to me. But even that, I can't just eat it fast. You still got to take your time. So I like this of intentionally, hijacking people where they got to find out. So how do you feel about grief and loss? And then if they're not speaking, they're still thinking about it. They're hearing from other people. No, wait, that's not just me. Somebody else is going through that too. Oh, this is so cool. So you said in May. But friends, those of you that would like to attend, there are some seats left. And I need y'all to sell out the free seats. Because you're like how you outsell. You can't sell out free seats, obviously, because you only got so many spots and things of that sort. But it's a good thing. All you gotta do is register. How do people register for this amazing event? Where we go again?
Go to
She really paying double dutch over there. Go to
website.
Yes, there we go.
Okay, there we go. I'm back. Eventbrite and the website, bornintosilence.org. So you can register in both spaces. We have about 3 or 4 seats left. Dr. Holder's going to kill me. We're supposed to cap at one number. We're pushing towards the other, which is great. And we got to cut it off. So registration will be closing tomorrow.
Oh, man. 3 seats? Friends. The dopeness is this. We have now connected with Dr. Holder and Sadija so we can follow them to find out other events that's coming up. But if you are available, you want to head on over to Mount Calvary Baptist Church on Saturday from 11 to 1. And I want y'all to be on time, friends. This is life. So nurturing the whole you, talking about this experience of the mind, body, and soul, mental health, mental wellness piece, this mindful eating that we all need to try to do better on, because the holidays have left, but they're coming back again quickly, I'm sure. Want to make sure that we're being mindful and go to our doctor to find out what we need to be mindful of, right? Because we could be taking something back and we need it. I like this. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. I had another question. So, comfort eating. Let's talk about comfort eating just a little bit, Dr. Holder. I'm going to, pick your brain a little bit more in my free moment. But comfort eating during stressful times and uncertain times. What are some things? Comfort eating is not a bad thing, but it can be bad. So, what would that look like?
So, yeah, comfort eating is not a bad thing. It's what you eat that you might want to notice what you're doing. So I would say start with what you go to when you're comfort eating. Awareness is key, right? And then from that, it gives you an idea of what actually does give you comfort, and then you can figure out what are some alternatives to that. That maybe it is okay. I like chocolate when I comfort eat. Then you could do darker chocolate with a little bit of I just had some dark chocolate with nuts, and if you can handle nuts, and cranberries, so it kind of gives me like portion control. I still feel like I'm getting some feel good ness to it, but it's not an all or nothing. I'm not eating cardboard, but it really is specific to the person. So I wouldn't give generalized recommendation, because I think that's part of the issue with the food industry or the diet industry. It's like everyone's like, this is what everyone should do, and it may not work for you. So thinking about not just what's on the plate, like Sadija said, but to think about the whole person, what else is going on? Maybe you need just a little bit more support and a friend to cook some meals with, so that sometimes it's not just the food, it is what's around it. And as a sociologist, I'm thinking off the plate all the time. So yeah.
When you say that, what's your go-to comfort food? I'm trying to figure out what that is. What's your go-to comfort food?
I like chips. I like salty things. Salty and crunchy.
When you said salt, I like sunflower seeds. That's so bad. All the sodium and salt.
So I can't do sunflower seeds right now because I got these braces. But when they off, I'm telling you, I'm getting that in the corn on cob. I'm also not like a snacker, like junk food and things like that. Like I could go a day and not even realize I didn't eat. But like if I have like the mini Swedish fish, I'm in my happy place. But then once they're gone, I'm good for a while because you don't have to have it all the time and things of that sort. But yeah, now I gotta really pay attention to what my comfort food is, to make sure I'm not doing too much of it, and make sure it goes in the waves and stuff. So I like that question. The other part was going to the dark chocolate, right? Because saying chips, right? We get a bag of chips. So by reading the label, we could see how much the serving size is for that bag. Is more than one. But we could sit there and not realize, and then it's like
it's gone.
Right? But then when you see them do like a serving size for grapes or serving size for like fruit, and you're fulfilled from that serving, and it's way less calories, and it's better for you, things that sort. So always working to be mindful of what we are choosing, and always telling people like if they want to lose weight and things that sort, try and buy healthier options, more fruit on the shelves, because you also got to eat that before it goes bad and things. But that's also that part of being mindful that we can find comfort in the grape, unless it gives you heartburn. It did that to me one time. I was really upset. But you got to find out what works for you. What works for you? Like you said, if you can do nuts, if you can do cranberries, finding again, not doing something that you're allergic to that doesn't work for your body and things that sort. But I like that. Okay.
I think with mindful eating, it is paying attention to you. It gives you permission to pay attention to you. My mama said, that don't agree with me, right? That ain't working out, you know? So what you want to do is to figure out what it is that use yourself as like the experiment, you know what I mean? And have fun with it.
Yeah.
Like, what are the flavors that I like?
Yeah.
And you're spending time with yourself. I know that as caregivers, right? People are always giving to others. But what do you like? With that question, what do you like actually? What kind of fruit do you like? And that might change based off of like the season of life that you are in. And so it is like going in within and paying attention.
I like this. You know, when you said what do you like, it made me think of Coming to America. What do you like? And it's so important, like you said, to give ourselves permission to be able to do things. I have a friend, Dr. George James, he wrote a book, I Give Myself Permission. And it's one of my books for the year. I have to take my time with it because it's in my business, helping me get myself together. But we don't realize that we haven't given ourselves permission to check on ourselves, to do things that bring us joy, to be mindful about what we're eating. We just bought it because it's easier for the house, but is it easy for you? You know, so sometimes we gotta do that sacrifice of buying for the house, but also buying what's needed for you so that you get what you need. So this is really good and a therapeutic conversation. I like it. Helping us to stay on our P's and Q's of what it is we want to do for ourselves. And again, helping me to nurture my whole by thinking of my mind, body, and soul. This is pretty cool. Okay, so we want people to come to this event. If you can't come, harass Sadija, send her messages and let her know we need another one. Harass Dr. Holder politely. You could go over to LinkedIn and find out about their things in this. This can help us to, really be mindful for ourselves and doing these check-ins every so often, because I think I could be going in life and not realize I need a bowl of soup to like slow myself down, right? Or I need to talk to somebody because I thought I could handle it, but I can't handle it. I'm so excited for this event. I'm very happy that you guys connected on LinkedIn. What is it your hope that people walk away with from this event?
Thing is that healing happens in community. Like it's really about community. Yes, we have licensed professionals that you can go see and you can talk to individually. And if you're not ready for that, there's a whole community that is here and that we have everything that we need. When we get to that room with Dr. Holder and Dr. Sutton and all of the, like everything that we need is going to be in that room. And so I want people to realize that we have everything we need within our community, which is why it's important to be in community. It's hard in isolation. So I really want people to walk away with new ideas, new techniques, new tips, new connections, and a newfound sense of taking care of their whole self. And so that's what we're going for.
It's hard in isolation. My hope that you guys that it's in is that you definitely ask whatever questions you want to ask while you got the people in the room. They put this event together for you. Dr. Holder is there to tell you about soup spices to help you be flavorful and be mindful. They're there to talk to you about trauma-informed grief counseling as you need it. My challenge is that whoever attends, or even if you're listening, that you take that chance to just ask a question, because you don't have to do it alone. There is power in community. I'm excited for this shared meal. Oh, I got to find out when this May one is to see what I can work out, because I'm excited for this. I like this. And everything you need in one spot. And if they can't help you, they can direct you to who you need to go to, huh? Yeah, I thought so. I knew so. Okay. So, 2 more questions. How did y'all connect with SwagHer?
Ooh, so I have been connected with SwagHer since, oh my gosh, 2019, I feel like it was. We went, did a mental health tour, and SwagHer was a part of the PR and the advertising, and I've been following and connected ever since. SwagHer has covered the gala. Oh my gosh, how can I forget to invite y'all to our upcoming gala in 2026, March the 28th. So you talk about food, you come on in and get some food. This one, there's the cost, but you can go on here to the website and check out the ticket prices. But they covered the gala that we had, our meet and greets, and SwagHer has just been really instrumental in leadership development. There was a beta society that I was a part of. It's just really, really good. It's a good community. Again, as I'm about community, it's a good community to be a part of. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. We trying to do good. I'm so excited about that. I'm definitely gonna find out about this gala and about this event in May. Dr. Holder, you coming back again to the events to support with Soup?
Yeah, I don't know yet, but yeah, we'll talk about it.
No, do you have a recipe for the herbs that you're putting together? Do you have like a recipe book or something where resources for that?
I have a recipe book on my website. Also, there will be a recipe that I'll be giving out on the soup, so people will be able to take home a lentil soup mix as part of the attending, and it has a recipe on there, so you can apply the knowledge when you go home and share it with someone that you love. So yeah.
Yes. Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. I'm excited for both of y'all. I'm excited for your gala that's coming up, for the event on this coming Saturday. Again, friends, if you are able to, there's limited tickets available, but there are some tickets available. And guess what? They free. So head on over to the Nurture the Whole You, a wellness experience for the mind, body, and soul. If you're in Maryland, if you're by Rockville, if you're by I don't know the other cities, but y'all know where it is. And we can Google it very well. Okay, friends? I want y'all to go because this is going to be a good time. What's something that you want our viewers to walk away with on tonight as we come to a close?
I would say take some time to support you. I think there are people that give and give out to others and forget themselves. And, my thing is, you have to eat every day. So take that moment to pause and ask yourself, how can I be held today? How can I be supported today? And see what comes up for you.
I like it.
I think for me, it's that you're not alone, right? In any experience that you have, whether you're challenged with eating or high blood pressure and some of the ailments that we mentioned, whether you're challenged with grief or mental health diagnoses, whatever the challenges are, just to know that you're not alone. And again, for me, it's community. Mm-hmm. We isolate a lot and we retreat and we try to take care of things ourselves. Mm-hmm. Anything away tonight, it would be to tap into. Okay, there we go. Tap into a community that feels good for you, that's a good fit for you, and that can support you.
Oh, you said something that I like. Tap into a community that feels good for you. Meaning that if you tapped in and it didn't work, don't give up. Find your community. There's somebody out there for you. But let's also talk about the community that has joined us in the chat. Do you know Miss China? Miss China, Unique Mill Smith, she said, I can offer a salad bar. You in there?
Oh, where you at, China? Let me get in the chat. Let me see.
This is community coming together. I like this.
Nice. I love it.
Oh, goodness. Soup, baby, a salad bar. We're showing off in Maryland on Saturday. Friends, y'all want to be in a place. China, I'll be sure to, we'll make sure that you connect. We did share their Instagram and their link, their Facebook page, so you can get in contact with Sadija. This is dope. I love the community coming together. This is just amazing. How dope is that? Being mindful. Mindful eating. Salads are good, right, Dr. Holder?
Say it again.
The salads are good for us, right?
Salad? Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Just not too much dressing, because sometimes
it's when you have more dressing than salad.
Yes. Okay, China said she's in Atlanta, but she said a salad bar or a taco bar. We got this community on a Black History 4th Day. I like it. Oh, this is dope. Thank you so much, China. Sadija, be sure to reach out to connect and see how y'all can make that happen. You might be even going on tour.
Listen, I'm here for it.
You know, I like this because it does really take the community. And people already know that China's cooking good because she's Mills. Her name say Mills. That means she's a cook. She does this, right? So you get to go there. Dr. Holder, you might be going on tour too if you're available, you know?
Yeah.
Like it, you know? Look, I'm getting you deals on deals with these. I'm trying. I tried. But, oh, this is so cool. So y'all, friends, be sure to check out the amazingness that they got going on this Saturday. Again, Nurture the Whole You, a wellness experience for the mind, body, and soul. Dr. Holder is going to be there sharing about mindful eating. You're going to get that recipe for that lentil soup. It's a free event. Not many tickets left. Y'all want to make sure y'all are there. Oh, this is so dope. I excited. So yes, I'm going to check back in and find out how it went. I want to see pictures and things. I want to hear all the good stories. When I get a copy of the recipe for the lentil soup, Dr. Holder, I like it. I like it. Oh, this is cool. That's all I got for you guys. I'm really excited. Saturday's going to be amazing. May y'all keep having y'all smiles because the families that come in will be encouraged and really excited about what it is your guys are doing. So kudos to y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is cool. Friends, I hope y'all enjoyed the amazingness of Sadija and Dr. Holder. They are the bomb.com. Y'all want to make sure y'all check out this event on Saturday, okay? It's going to be good. If you are in the Maryland area, check it out. We'll be sure to post the flyer, share the flyer, SwagHer magazine. Again, we share their contact information in the comments. Y'all want to make sure y'all connect. It's going to be a good time. And if you can't make this one, be sure to go to the one in May. And if you wanted to come to you, I'm telling y'all, I done spoke it. I'm trying to get them on tour. Come on to Philly, too. You said you're from. Come on back home, girl. All right. So I love y'all. It's been amazing. What's going on here at SwagHer? I'm your host, Jennifer Harris. And I'll see y'all next time when I'm out here finding out what's going on. See y'all.